John. You're so funny.
Pinky, what in the name of Neil deGrasse Tyson are you doing?
Oh, I'm watching John, Bray. It's so hilarious. Nah.
And why, pray tell, are you watching this malarkey? He's just some loser who lives in his mom's basement.
Actually, no, Bray. He has his own stage set in New York. And he's well financed, too.
Huh? How's that possible? Let me see. Pinky, are you pondering what I am pondering?
Well, I think so, Bray, but why would anybody want to come about your Benedicts?
No, Pinky. YouTube! We shall use this new platform to take over the world!
Hey, yeah, brilliant, Bray. Wait, no. How are we supposed to start a YouTube channel anyway?
Simple, Pinky. We won't. We shall use this new cryptocurrency called Coinbite to invest in a YouTube channel. And then we shall use the earnings to take over the world.
You don't, Bray. So what will we be investing in? Casey Neistat, the Slow-Mo Guys, Markiplier, the T-Series?
Unfortunately, Pinky, since we are starting, we cannot invest on such big names like that. Our only hope now lies with a lesser-known channel, and we are stuck with this man. If you can wrap your pants around your neck completely, it matches your waist size. Who would have guessed?
How about you?
Hello, my lunatics. I'm Moonsphere, and I love the Animaniacs. For those who may not know already, Animaniacs was a kids' variety show from the 90s created by Steven Spielberg. It followed the adventures of the Warner brothers and sister, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and was a gigantic hit alongside Tiny Toons and other kids' WB cartoons. And of course, with success so huge, it was only a matter of time until the titular trio got their own video games. And I'm here today to talk to you about the ones on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Both games were developed by Konami during a time when Konami was actually a decent company, and these games were largely okay. I remember renting these games from Blockbuster back in the day, though I wouldn't say I had particularly fond memories of them, and rightfully so because according to the reviews, these games range from adequate to just eh. And since I'll be covering 2 games today, I'll be changing the format up just a bit. Now then, here is the Animaniacs on Super Nintendo. The story here is that Pinky and the Brain plans to steal a movie script from the Warner Brothers studio and then produce the movie to make enough money to take over the world. And the Warner children are tasked by the CEO of Warner Brothers to find the stolen scripts. I do want to note first off that even though this is a licensed game, the writing is not up to snuff compared to the show. No, I'm not expecting this to be hilarious, but at the very least I hope there would be some clever writing here, even just a bit. The game is a platformer on a 3D plane and you can switch between characters to control as you go. But unfortunately, instead of having unique abilities to utilize, they all play the same. They just jump, stack on top of each other, throw things, and dash. Plus, when they all stand idle, they all do this. Ah, the little things in games make them shine just a bit. There is, however, one major flaw in the game, and it goes as such. If you get hurt, you lose a warner. If you fall, you lose a warner. Get caught, lose a warner. And once all of them are gone, it's game over. So be prepared to see that continue screen a lot. The game does alleviate this by having you collect coins for a slot machine down below the HUD for a chance to either regain those children, get more continues, or earn power-ups. You have the option to regain the characters at the water tower, but be prepared for a slow climb up to the top and to watch out for Ralph and vultures as well. Thankfully, if you fail this segment, you can try again, but like I said, this is a slow climb. So that's how you play the game. Now here's what you're in for. There are 4 levels to choose from, each referencing classic movies that you know and love. First one is a sci-fi studio, where you'll be attacked by facehuggers, a xenomorph, rolling Death Stars, and get abducted by aliens of the third kind. Then there's a section where you got to run away from this truck, and dashing is essential because it will run you over if you don't dash. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, no, because there are steps, stairs, and oil drums that you'll have to watch out for, or else you'll bump into them and become roadkill. Or in this case, caught. Plus, dashing is not as simple as pushing a button. You see, you press the shoulder buttons to get into the position of dashing first. Then you push on the D-pad into the direction of where you want to dash. And with the controls in this section in mind, this ended up with me seeing the continuous screen at least 10 times. 10 times! After that, you'll go through a Mario Bros.-esque level to the end, so you can pull these levers to crush this totally not Terminator, and finish this level by avoiding Ralph and this gigantic gear. Next up is the Fantasy Studio, which starts with a Battletoads speeder-inspired intro. It sounds hard, but it's essential since all you have to do is follow the rabbit. This part is where the 3D terrain here can really mess you up if you're not too careful. So come on, Falcor, don't let me down! Well, if you can cross the clouds on Falcor in this scrolling level, you go through this Alice in Wonderland version of Anvilia. Speaking of which, let's sing the Anvil song.
It's made of solid iron. It weighs a ton or two. We know you'd like to meet it. It wants to meet you too.
The Aquatic Studio is up next, mateys, and the first half has you riding these rafts and barrels while avoiding sharks with a Jaws music state. The other half has you on pirate ships while avoiding swinging pirates and fighting the Kraken. Twice. But who's the boss? The Kraken! Again, but this time with a pirate captain riding on it. Eat your heart out, Johnny Depp. Last level is the Adventure Studio, and you just have to fight this Kong animatronic, cross a crocodile-infested river, and into an Indiana Jones set piece, complete with a minecart finale. Now it's time to face Pinky and the Brain, but not before a boss rush first, then it's fighting their robot suit. I must admit, it is a bit challenging because he's swift with a slew of attacks, though I exploited the right and left ends of the stage to my advantage. After finishing the boss, you're treated to the ending, but I didn't find all the script pages. Oh, that's right, I forgot! All throughout the game, there are 24 pages to collect to get the good ending. In my playthrough, I only found half of the entire script, and all I got was, "Hello, nurse!" Boys. So to fix this, I cheated to get all the pages because I don't have the time for a complete playthrough. So what's the true ending? We get to see what the movie is about, the Animaniacs! Much to the dismay of the CEO. And the game concludes with Yakko proclaiming that they have the best TV show, video games, and their own movie.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Now, before I get to the one on Genesis...
It's that time again to put avocados in our ears. To discuss how cute I am than everybody's anime waifus? No, it's time for today's lesson. And we turn to the Wheel of Morality. Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn. Moral number 1. And the moral of this story is... money is the root of all evil, but it also makes the world go round. This message brought to you in part by Electronic Arts. Makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. I just feel warming up in these pants. Whoa, mind blown.
Ain't none of that here. Demonetized!
Now here's how an Animaniacs game should start, with the Warner children going meta about being in, as Yakko quotes, an interactive audiovisual entertainment software medium. Anyway, Yakko has a great idea of opening a pop culture shop by taking props from famous movies. Now this is more like it. This game definitely feels like it was written by the show's writers, unlike the SNES version. It's not just the writing that is different to that version either. This time, each character you play as has special moves that are exclusive to them. Yakko can push or pull crates and use a paddle ball. Wacko can whack with his mallet, and Dot uses her cuteness to woo others. Yeah! But most importantly, you have a health bar! Thank God for that! This time, you have infinite continues if you game over, but at the cost of having to start back at the beginning of a level. My only complaint here is with the controls. The Warner children move a bit stiffer and slower, making jumping from platform to platform harder than it should be. Like the SNES game, you have 4 levels to choose from, each representing a film genre. Beat a level, get the prop, and you're treated to this stage clear screen. The first level is an adventure movie, parodying Indiana Jones called The Adventure of Duck Rocket 7, and the Warner kids are off to steal the fedora. It's standard platform fare here, but later there's a minecart section that can easily get you killed if you're not too careful. The first boss is easy as you have to catapult these rocks at Ralph above you to hurt him. And enough times he'll come down to try and get you, but you can easily telegraph where he'll go to thanks to Pinky in the Brain. It's like, I'm gonna get you, little brat, rat, you tooth, I don't wanna do this. Okay, I'm gonna get you this time, you little rat. Ah, shucks, I can't do this anymore. Level 2 is Space Wars. Obviously ripping off Firefly, right? No, but really, it's on the nose because Doom Raider's helmet is up for grabs. Not much to talk about except for lots of crate moving, an obstacle course of space fighters, asteroids and Ralph, and hello, nurse! The boss fight is more of a treacherous climb to the top of a Donkey Kong-like stage to retrieve the helmet from Ralph, and I like this change of pace. What I don't like, however, is level 3, the Wild West, to retrieve a sheriff's badge. The first few parts of the level are fine until you end up being bombarded by barrels. It seems easy to avoid, but it's hard to target the time and place they come, and they take a lot of health away. I mean, where's a power hammer when you need it? This next part is irritating because you need to move these 3 crates to cross this pit of fire. But to do that, you have to be precise with moving them, because if you make a mistake, you have to walk all the way back to the beginning to reset them to do it all over again. The Ralph mini-boss is hard to beat, not because he's difficult, but because it can be tricky. You have to hit this box that launches pies into the background where he is. Problem is, the pie launcher will not fire where you want it to, and Ralph is constantly moving left and right, making it really hard to land a hit while he throws pies at you, making this fight really damn tedious. But the boss fight, oh, don't get me started. Timing is key here, as you need to launch coal into this train's chimney to pick up speed, or you'll either get boarded by Ralph and get hurt by him, or your coal will be bounced off and hurt you. And may I remind you, when it's game over, you got to go through the barrels, play cargo hauler, fight this impossible mini-boss, and boss fight all over again! Flag this level!
And after 5 failed retries, I decided to cheat to skip this level. I don't care, I don't have the patience for this level!
The 4th level is a Friday the 13th parody, and the Mask of the Killer is yours to take. Once you traverse a graveyard and this sorry excuse of a jack in a haystack, you enter a haunted house. There you are confronted by Dracula, who fires that flame from the Declaration of Independence episode, and Konami is clearly not ripping themselves off, right?
But enough talk! How about you?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention for this next session, water can hurt you! Seriously? Anyway, the boss fight against Dracula isn't too hard. Just hypnotize him with Dot's cuteness and have Wacko hit these switches to trip him up. Do that enough times while avoiding his flame attacks to retrieve the mask. But it ain't over yet because the Warner kids need a Felix to complete the collection. You know, the Felix! You just have to push more boxes again, run from a helicopter shooting at you. Seriously, what the actual frick? An apocalyptic movie set in a small car section. There you get the Felix to complete the game. Or do you? Pinky and the Brain have pulled the rug from under the Warner children's plans, as Brain has stolen their movie memorabilia and plots to brainwash the masses to take over the world. The Warner children protest that, to which Brain retorts with, Pinky, are you thinking what I'm thinking? F! You get a big fat F! Final fight here can be quite intricate on how to defeat Pinky and the Brain, but once defeated, the 2 lab mice submit for tomorrow night. That is until Yakko has them sign a contract and gives them the pop culture shop anyway. Wait, what? After all that, you guys let them have the shop? It seems even the Warner children can't believe what they witnessed either, and wonder if there'll be another game after this. Either way, game's over and we roll credits, with a fun song to boot.
So those were the Animaniacs video games, and you're not really messy on either game. I'd say they're more like Homniacs.
The Super Nintendo game is way too frustrating to play with those one-hit kills, and those collectibles don't really warrant a replay for the best ending in the long run. While the Genesis game is much more forgiving, the game can be finicky with its levels, especially those box puzzles. But if I had to choose between the two, the Genesis is the better option because of the funny writing and better gameplay in comparison. Though if you want the best Animaniacs experience, then just stick with the DVDs until the Hulu reboot comes out.
But that's all the time I have for y'all today. And be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring that bell. Until then, I'm Moon Spirit saying good night. Or should I say, good night, everybody.
What's wrong, Brian?
The plan failed, Pinky. Apparently, cryptocurrency is so complex, not even the richest people can fully understand it. Even if we could, this Moon Spirits channel has not grown considerably for the past few years. Which means we won't get anywhere at this rate.
Well, it just goes to show that YouTube is not a get-rich scheme. That or YouTube's algorithm is not very friendly to the newcomers, or YouTube is not friendly to the people, period.
And how, pray tell, do you know that?
Now what, Brian?
Pinky, you have the attention span of a fidget spinner.
But Brian, fidget spinners have been on style since mid-2017! Nah!
Come, Pinky. We'll just have to prepare for tomorrow night.
Why, Brian? What are we gonna do tomorrow night?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try and take over the world!
They're Pinky and the Brain.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Grenada, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still. I'm cute and I'm sweet and I'm innocent, neat and so trusting. If you alter our opinion, this song is becoming disgusting. I'm cute. So what? I never in vain. She's becoming a pain in the... But I'm also real nice. I'm a dog through and through. So big whoop-de-doo.
Yes, Pinky and the Brain, the Twilight campaign is easy to explain. To prove their mousy worth, to overthrow the earth. They're Dinky, the Pinky and the Brain. Nerf!